KwaZulu-Natal for the next story. And this time we talk about search and recovery teams continuing to work long hours to bring a sense of closure to families over the past 3 weeks following the devastating floods that hit KZN. More families still require help to find their missing loved ones. Reporter Mangoba Mkuno on the ground there today, joining us now for an update. Mangoba, good afternoon and welcome to today on this Workers' Day. Where are you and what's been happening there? I mean, these search and rescue teams are more like search and recovery teams now.
Indeed, Pratan, it is search and recovery teams now, given the fact that it's been 3 weeks since some of the people that were swept away by the mudslides have been missing. They're now, at this point, presumed to be dead. But there's still family members, though, Pratan, who are still trying desperately to find their loved ones. And we have been speaking to some of those family members here in Kwandengezi, west of Durban. And Pratan, this is not far from Meren Hill, which is in fact part of Meren Hill here in KwaZulu-Natal. And so we've seen the utter devastation here in this particular part of KwaZulu-Natal. We've seen quite a number of houses that have been destroyed, including the household of the Hlophe and the Mthembu family where we are. We were here yesterday, Praden, just speaking to the family about the issue of their loved ones. They've lost about 12 members here, these two neighbors combined. But this particular homestead, the Hlophe homestead, has lost about 8 of those family members. One of them, their mother, was found and she has been buried, and that was about 2 weeks ago. But there's still about 7 family members that have still not been found up until now. And I just want to show you, Praten, we did show the viewers these visuals yesterday, but just the scale of the devastation that occurred here. Praten, what you're seeing there, that big pit that you're seeing there is what used to be the home of the Hlophe family. That's where the mudslide then hit the home and collapsed. And with it were those 8 members of the Hlophe family. Fortunately, they found the mother just days after that. But there are still those that are missing, including 5 children. One of them is 12 months old, another is 3 years old, and another one is 7 years old and a 10-year-old as well. Well, search and rescue operations or search and recovery teams, Praten, if we can put it that way, were here yesterday. There was a canine search unit that was here just combing that river there behind me, Kutwayo River, which is a river that runs through this place. And it's one of the rivers that meets up at some point with the Umlazi River, just as you continue downstream towards that direction. And so though they were busy here, Praten, because up until now you can still even see some of the debris on that river. There's still pieces of clothing, there's still furniture that is lying on the river. And these relatives believe that some of their family members could well also be there in that river. But for this particular family, what happened is that the house collapsed, but when it did collapse, there were also members of the Mthembu family who are their neighbors, their direct neighbors, who were trying to run away here to try and find safety here. But unfortunately, that was not to be. So the house collapsed. So the promise that has been made so far by the search and rescue teams is that they are going to help this family recover those bodies. But they say that they have not been coming for the past 2 weeks, up until yesterday when we saw the team coming here into the area. But today they had promised to come back, but they haven't come back so far. So you can understand the frustration. But I'm going to bring in the family member now, Usnentlantla, just to talk to us about what this means, the fact that they're not here today. Yesterday you were quite hopeful, manibona kufika abantu bosizo nitshela ukuthi ke mhlambe ngase kube khona kuzoqhamuka, nizizwa kanjani namhlanje njengoba nibona ukuthi kusamile futhi?
Ukuthi inkinga bafike beze sengase bazosinika usizo kudlula usuku bengabe besaqhubeka nesivele asilahlekela amathemba, ngoba bekuthi bayibona ukuthi bayashoda i-team yabo ke sicela ukuthunywe noba abaphesheya bezobasiza lana ngoba imizimba yezingane siyayidinga. Ibalekile, ngeke ingane kuphele kanjalo nje. Ngicela bandla usizakala uhulumeni asifune noma ithimba lapha esheya lizobasiza lizosibhekisa lana izingane.
So ke namhlanje akabazi bafike la, akaze kufike umuntu kuzobheka la.
Cha, akaze bafika ke nje namhlanje, lokhu ngeke begcina izolo. namhlanje nje aqhamuka ngisho yedwa manje sina kuyasikhathaza lokho ngoba isikhathi siyahamba izogcina sezihlambe kushabalele kanjalo ngana bengcono bafika every day bezame mhlambe sibona kusibambileke la manje akumbiwa kwenzekile ukuthi kumile nje bafike bejike kwesinye isikhathi benuka isinja bese beyajika behambe.
Nawe futhi usenethemba lokuthi uzothola umntwana wakho?
Angisanethemba ukuthi ngizomthola umntwana nami ngoba ngiyamdinga ukuthi naye ngimfihle njengezinye izingane. Nalezi ezinye izingane ke lezi zodadwe bethu kuyathemba ukuthi sisazoyithola nazo.
So ke siswami njengamanje ngiyazi ukuthi nishilo izolo ukuthi niyaqhubeka niyayifunela nina nazama ukuthi kumbiwe benifuna nokuthi kufike ugandaganda la.
Nogandaganda siyawucela nje into ezomba phansi ngoba ngathi samafosholo ayahluleka ugandaganda ufike nathi izandla zibuhlungu manje sizama ukususa ukuthi kube lulu bese laba bafikayo ababhekayo kube lula kubona ngcono ukuthi bethunyele noma ugandaganda ke sigcuseke inhliziyo.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu sinokhuluma nathi. Well, that was Nenhlanhla Hlophe just explaining, Bradian, again, their frustration as families. They're saying that they have been hoping that the search and rescue teams are going to return here today as they promised yesterday, but that has not happened here this morning. And in fact, they're saying that, they're losing hope as families that, they will find their loved ones if these search and recovery operations do not continue, because they're saying that the longer it takes for them to find these family members, the condition that they might find them in is also something that they're worried about because of the fact that it's been quite a long time. And Sine is saying that they're just pleading with government to bring in more teams here, even if it's people from overseas, international teams that are brought in here to try and help these families find closure. She says that they believe that their family members are buried in that rubble there, that is there, and they want an excavator or a tractor to come and actually excavate the ground so that they can look for their family members. So they're saying at this particular point, they're just pleading for some sort of assistance in order to find closure.
Thank you very much, Mangoba Mkhunu. The Gwandengezi, just the western side there by Marion Hill, west side, of course, of Durban. Thank you very much for that update. Tragic story. Yet another family still waiting to find closure, still waiting for help in finding missing loved ones in KZN.